Hello and welcome to the Exceleration Netcast. This is episode 12. In this episode we've got sort of this big ocean of data here, and what we're looking for is the non-zero numbers in this data set. So most of the values, if you look at it, are zeros, but interspersed with it there's like a 2 there, there's a 3 there. That's stuff that we're interested in, and we want to be able to look through this giant data set and find those numbers very easily. And right now it's pretty hard to do, so we're going to see if we can't format these data ranges in such a way to make it more easy to parse visually. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select all that data, and this is the easiest way, and if it works for you, great, because boy, it sure is quick. We've selected the range, we've gone up to conditional formatting, we've gone to color scales, and now we're going to select this guy here. I think it's the prettiest. You could try the other ones if you'd like, but click on that guy, and what I end up with is this sort of like heat map looking effect. So all the zeros are green, and everything that isn't zero gets this other color. So you can look through it, and not only can you find the non-zeros, you can sort of actually tell just by parsing through it, or by looking through it, what that number is based on its color. So that's kind of handy. But maybe, this is too colorful, it doesn't look professional, or you just want to do something else. Well, we've got some other solutions. The next one, which I'm also fairly fond of, I'm going to select the range here. What we're going to do is we're going to hit Control-1 to open up the formatting for the cells, and we're going to do a custom number formatting. Now, if you look here, right now we've got this 0 here, and what this is saying is whatever number is in there, just format it normally. Don't do anything special to it, just format it as is. But one of the things you could do with custom number formatting is you can actually format the number based upon its value, based upon 4 different sort of types of value. So the first one we're going to do is this guy right here, which is numbers that are greater than 0. So I'm going to do a semicolon, and now everything that I type here is going to be how it treats numbers that are less than 0, or negative numbers. So I'm going to hit 0 again, because I want to do it the same way. And now I'm going to hit another semicolon, and now I'm going to say, okay, we've told Excel how you want to handle positive numbers, we've told Excel how you want to handle negative numbers. Now we're going to tell it how we want it to handle 0 numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to do open quotation mark, and I'm going to do double hyphen and close quotation mark. And the very last thing, just if you're curious, because I told you there was 4 different ways you could format it, if you do another semicolon, this last thing we're going to enter is how we want Excel to handle text strings. So I'm going to do an at symbol, and that just tells Excel if there's text, just show whatever the text is. Okay, so now when we hit OK, all the values that were 0 before are now these hyphens. And while this isn't quite as easy to look at in terms of spotting them real quickly, you could still spot them fairly easily, and it's not as colorful. I think it looks a bit more professional, and you probably save a lot on color ink. But let's say you want to do something else still. Well, there's one more option that I've got for you. So we're going to go over here to the third example. Now we're going to highlight the range, and we're going to go up here to conditional formatting. And now we're going to do a special conditional formatting using a formula. So I'm going to go to conditional formatting, new rule. I'm going to say use a formula to determine which cell to format. Well, let's see. What I want to do is I want to go down here to the active cell. So the active cell is generally the one that whatever you started highlighting with, that's going to be the active cell. And when we hit enter, it's going to copy and paste whatever formula we use throughout the entire range. So I'm going to say that guy right there, and I want to know if that guy is equal to 0. Now, if you'll notice, Excel's been it's trying to be helpful by adding these $ signs so that when we copy and paste it, it keeps looking back at this cell. But we don't want it to do that. When we copy and paste it over to this cell, we want it to be checking to see if this cell is 0. So we're going to backspace and backspace so that we'll copy and paste the formula throughout the entire range. Okay, so now we say we've got our test here. Whenever that each one of these cells is 0, when it delivers a true, what do we want it to do? Well, we're going to go over here to formatting. So we're going to say whenever it delivers a 0, whenever that value is 0, we want to use this sort of light gray text color here. We're going to set the text color, the font color, to light gray. And what that's going to do, hit OK, is it's going to give us this here, which I think is really nice looking. Because what this does is it lets the user know that these cells aren't empty. There's a 0 there, but you can also very easily spot the non-zero numbers, and you don't have to worry about running out of color ink. So I hope one of those was helpful for you, and I will see you next time.